everybody. My name is Ben Williams. I am your host for the Entrepreneurs Foxhole. We are back. Today, I got a guest that I've been wanting to get in here for a long time. He's been doing some rock star stuff for quite a long time. But today, what we're going to try and do is really unpack the journey. And I'm really proud of him. I've kind of watched this whole journey happen since day one to where he is now. I believe he's on year 7 or 8 right now. And he's been a constant, successful person, in my opinion. Great father, great husband, and all of the things that goes with being a good person. This guy's it. So without further ado, I want to introduce everyone to my man, Gustavo Aguilar.
Thank you.
So before we jump into all this craziness that you've been doing and all this top producer stuff that you've been doing, tell me a little bit about how you got started in real estate.
When I first started, I owned a cleaning company. So we would clean houses and offices with me and my wife or girlfriend back then, a fiance. Since we started cleaning houses, we would clean a lot of rental companies, and we would see real estate agents going there and we would see what they do. We just took a shot, like, well, if they can do it and this is all they do, then I'm pretty sure I can do that too. So I joined the Academy of Real Estate here in El Paso, and I finished that, and I got my license in 2018.
I remember when you got to the office, and I remember the person I remember then, and I could be wrong, but the person I remember seemed like he thought he had everything figured out a little bit, right? But after a while, I think you start to see some of the challenges that comes with real estate that I think that you didn't know. Is that correct?
Yeah, so coming into real estate, another company, and I thought I was going to be the same thing, but real estate is just a totally insane, different animal. I just didn't know I didn't know what to expect. So it was a hard challenge for sure.
That, and I think that I don't think a lot of people know the first year, and if I recall correctly, your first year, but it wasn't so good, right?
Yeah. So coming in here, my first year I closed 0.
Okay.
0 transactions, and that's with me actually trying. I was doing open houses. I was trying to do open houses. I was trying just to find a way, just get one deal at least. So 0 transactions. It's not until I believe my second year that I actually closed 8. I closed 8 homes my second year. So yeah, it's a quite a journey.
This real estate business is so truthful in that respect because it doesn't reward effort. It only rewards results. And I know when you got here, a lot of times we're getting all these new agents, and we're blessed to have new agents. However, they don't really see the work behind the scenes that you probably do day in and day out to be where you're at now. Yeah. And you come from a background where you was with a business, you had a business, you come here and you find out it's totally different. It's not the same types of business to do, and not having success to the point where, most recently here in the last quarter here, you just cracked over $100,000 in the first quarter of this year. And people tend to think that that's just easy because they just see you closing deals. And so what I wanted to do was to jump into that space initially about the journey. Like, how did you get to the point where now you're closing deals almost every week? Yeah. How did you get there?
A lot of it was trial and error. Trial and error where I shouldn't have had trial and error. I read a book that you recommended to me, actually, and it speaks a lot about not trying to reinvent the wheel. So I had to take my big head and put it to the side and actually listen and do what actual real estate agents who are closing, what they're doing, and just pretty much copy that without trying to, it's okay to be creative. It's okay to, try to do something different outside the box. But when it's not showing results, that's when you got to see yourself in the mirror and really, okay, what am I doing wrong? What needs to change? And but that's one thing. I think the main thing, and I'm being very, very honest, that really projected with me to actually have more closings is a change of mindset. I really lacked identity in who I was as a real estate agent. I wasn't committing to 100%. I looked in the mirror and I did not see a real estate agent. I just saw Gus, and I had to change that mindset, and I had to have like that switch, that toggle in me and say, you're a realtor. Let's start closing deals. And that's when I started closing more deals and doing more and putting more into my business.
So would you say that you talked about mindset, and I hear that word all the time, go a little bit deeper into the mindset. Because I think people don't really understand what mindset you have to be on a daily basis. People think, oh man, I'm just going to close these deals. But what mindset you have to be on a daily basis to make this really work?
Well, it's to be honest, my mindset for as a real estate agent was to, close deals. I never wanted to be that cliche open house, my face on the for sale sign. I thought it was at the time just not me. And I had to switch that in me. So now I had to really get into training. Okay, what is it to be a successful real estate agent? What is it do I need to do every single day? How I need to time block my day every single day, what I need to do for how many contacts do I need to have per day, how many, leads that I have to have per week to close so many deals per month. Real estate is a roller coaster where you're going to have ups and downs, but to be that consistent is consistency. Since real estate is basically a sales job. It's seeing how many closings you need to have that year and how many closings you need to have that quarter. So, and from those closings per quarter, I have to know how much people I have to contact and how many showings I have to have, how many listing presentations I need to have per month.
So would you say success in this business, is it more skill, or is it more about identity, or is it more about mindset? Which one would you, if you had to pick one, what would you say?
I think you said skill, mindset, and what else?
And identity. Because a lot of times with marketing and things like that, with people's identity, they think that, hey, I could just know a bunch of people. I don't know if that's really the truth.
I think the mindset, because if you have a great mindset, you're going to have good skills and you're going to have a good identity.
So, like when things get hard, which I know they do, compared to what from before, like when you were new versus now, like what keeps you grounded now? Because you're having the success, but you talk to people, you would never know it. You stay grounded, you stay focused, you stay disciplined. And I don't think people understand what really is keeping you grounded. What would you say is keeping you grounded?
Keeping me grounded as in what?
Well, a lot of times with these top producers, they got these big heads, they divas and all this other stuff, but you still, you like one of us, you just like, okay, hey, yeah,
Down to earth. Okay.
down to earth, you keeping you grounded. What's keeping you that way? You're having all the success. And how was that happening?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, when you look at me in the office or when I talk to people, I don't dress like $1 million, maybe I should. Maybe I should start dressing better. But that's not who I am. And I think for sure it has a lot to do with my relationship with God. Okay, that is 100%. It's not going to be something that it's just, oh yeah, because I don't want to be a big head or whatever. No, my relationship with God has humbled me so much. I think He is the only one why I have that success and have that mindset of being successful and keep pushing it, keep pushing through. But I do not want to be that. Look at me, I close a lot of deals. Yeah, I posted on social media my closings and stuff, but never to the point where I feel like a douchebag. So I never want to do that. Is I talk to Jaylene, your secretary, as if I was talking to the same way I was talking to a bigger top producer. I just see I see the same. And I want to be the same too.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's talk about the invisible work. Segue into the visible work, the dark work. So new agents, they're seeing you closing, but what aren't they not seeing behind the scenes? Like, what aren't they not seeing behind the scenes? They just see you closing, you walk in here, your name's in the lights and on the screen, and then you just walk out. All right. So what are they not seeing?
A lot. It's a lot of. I mean, I could sit here and say hard work, but what's hard work? It's a lot of frustrations, a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, sleepless nights of thinking of deals, falling through. I think that more has to come down with customer service because how can I be a better customer giver? Someone who actually cares for the customer, because that in itself is very stressful. Making sure that the client is satisfied. And that comes with a big heart. So that has a lot to do with the frustrations and the stress and making sure my clients are well taken care of. Trainings, I do trainings. Okay, even people don't see me here and on trainings, but the trainings that I do are more. I had to. I pay a lot of money per month to be trained. I read a lot. Well, I don't read. I listen. So I have Audible. Listen to a lot of books and pretty much, perfecting my craft, making my sword more sharper and better. So I do real estate. For me, it's on my mind nonstop from the morning till I go to sleep. So from the morning, I wake up and I do my calendar for the day. And then the night, I'm setting up my calendar for what I got to do for the next day for real estate purposes.
Okay. What are you currently learning or what are you currently listening to that maybe would help some of our new agents out there? What would you tell them? What book? I know you talk about the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book.
Yeah.
But what else would you say that they should attach to, or what you're learning, or any type of subject that you would probably want them to say, hey, look, you probably need to take a look at this?
So not a book, but a system. If I had to do this all over again, knowing what I know now, coming to this business as a new real estate agent is to not try to reinvent the wheel. I would get into a coaching program and really learn from that, copy that from whatever they tell you. For example, we've taught here Sales Rocket from the Global Review Agency. And right now the class that I'm taking is called Systems of Real Estate from Global Review. And that has been helping me a lot. From 8 years from now, 8 years that I've been doing this, we started doing this class and it has helped me a lot. So if I would have just known back in the day, hey, there's coachings out there or classes to become a better real estate agent and just do it without having a big head, like, no, I could do it my way. No, just listen to the people who are closing 100 deals a year. Listen to what they're doing because literally they're doing it the right way. Not you and closing one deal a quarter.
So would you think that if you had to pinpoint rates the average from someone that breaks through, because I feel like, in my opinion, I think last year was the breakthrough point. You may think differently, but I think last year was the breakthrough point. But for a person just sitting there on the watch on the sideline, they're looking at you. You got so many eyes on you, especially in our office, probably across El Paso as well. From staying average to going to the breakthrough point, because I'm not saying success, to have the breakthrough point, what separates people from that?
Taking risks, taking big risks, and knowing how to, for me, I had to take a big risk and to actually, have a partner with my lender. And that one really helped me out where we, get leads together.
My old lender took my lender from me. My lender.
A partnership, and we, that was a pinnacle point there. And then from there, I just started adding on, taking bigger risks, doing better coaching, paying for more things for other leads. Some people are scared to even waste, $100 a month on something. And I'm over here, spending quite a bit, I don't want to say how much, but it's quite a bit, more than someone's salary. Let's put it that way. And that you just have to think like a business and making sure you have a good ROI. And but pretty much your question, what separates the average to the best is you have to take leaps of faith in many ways. When taking risk and having the skills to do that, and how to get those skills, you got to be coachable.
Leap of faith. He's dropping them to you. A lot of times I see people in the office and they're not willing to take that risk. They're scared to go spend some money but you know, you got to calculate that and see if it's going to be a return on investments. He's giving it to you. Speaking of leap of faith, let's talk about the big decision to bring your wife home from working every day from another organization, and now she's full time with you. What led up to that?
Wow. What really led up to it is I wanted to close more. Last year, I closed 38 transactions. We made, I made $300,000 and over 300,000 in GCI. But I wanted to have more, you know. So when I finished reading that book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller, one of the rules that he had is if you're going to be hiring someone first, you have to hire an assistant first. That's what the book says. So hire an assistant first and then hire the others, which if you want to know what that is, read the book. But I'll tell you that one is hire a transaction coordinator, hire an assistant, someone to help you out. And the book would always say it might feel scary. It's going to feel like a leap of faith, but just do it and you're going to see the return. I was hella scared. It was not a easy move to do. My heart was pounding every single day leading up to it. I will tell my wife, "You're going to quit this day." Well, actually, we were projecting it that she was going to quit in February, right, March. Ended up being the second week of January. It's like, oh Christ, you know, it's gonna be. It was my anxiety went up to the roof.
But also, she's a TC here in the office too, so that kind of helps a little bit too, as well with, you know, being your assistant. So I think that was another, in my opinion, it helped a little bit, right?
It helps a little bit, but still, she doesn't make as much, you know, as the just being a transaction coordinator for some other people. What she was making, you know, she was a full-time banker at a bank, and we just spoke one day and like, you're quitting. You know, you're gonna work with me, not for me, with me. And I just took that leap of faith. You know, I trusted the book. When in the beginning of this podcast, I said, do not reinvent the wheel. And that book mentions, stop reinventing, stop doing things that are just not work, you know? Do the things that people are closing 100 deals a year. Do it that way. Focus on listings, which is probably another topic. Focus on those things. And if you're going to hire someone, hire an assistant. So I told my wife, you're going to be with me. And that was very scary, but I did it. We are projected to close way more than we did last year because of it, because there's no way I can handle more than 40 transactions by myself. That's freaking crazy. I cannot do that. So having her with me has really taken a lot of stress off of me on the paperwork, on signatures and stuff like that. I'm more concentrated on finding deals and putting them on the contract and closing them. That's my job.
Okay, so looking back on the leap of what has it taught you so far up to this point?
What has it taught me so far
about you and your wife? Maybe is there anything that you've unpacked that you've learned up to this point? I know it's kind of short in the years, only April 29th. You've been doing it for 4 months. Have you learned things about each other that you didn't know, or that you maybe were surprised about?
Yeah, I didn't know my wife was that good of a worker.
She's going to see this.
I just needed help, you know, and I don't trust anybody. I'm very hard to trust people. She's been very good, you know, with following up with things, you know, taking doing her tasks, what she needs to do, and myself too. You know, she was more like open, like, yeah, I'll work with you, like as easy like that. Like for me, it was just like, oh, like it's a whole income lost, you know, but we're multiplying it. So you even told me in the beginning, I came to your office and you were like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I just don't know. She makes this much. I don't know how we're going to do it. And then you told me like, Gus, that's like one closing every other month. And yeah, it's been paying off for sure.
Yeah, and you're going to I project you're going to double your income this year. From what the 300,000, I think you're going to double it, and you're going to be finding out that's the best move. You're going to find that out, right? So let me ask this question: do y'all separate business and personal life, or is it just all one now? What is it? Is it to that point yet, or you haven't really got there yet?
At first, it was mixed in, which annoyed me a little bit. because I don't like to talk about work all the time. So we would after 5 p.m. because she was new, so she was still learning how to how to use the system, the jointly and all that stuff, the CRMs. And she would ask me questions at 8 p.m. and I'm like, no, stop. Just tomorrow, actually tomorrow. So now it's like we kind of have know how to want to stop talking about work because I don't think that's healthy. Always talking about work, always for the relationship. Like we have to know how to separate work from, to our relationship after that.
Okay. Good. Um, segue into something else. What does look like for you now?
What is growth?
What does growth look like for you now?
Like where I want to be?
Yeah. Where's the next level for you? Where you think you want to take this business that you've made? Have you mapped out where the growth is going to go?
Kind of, yeah. I'm literally following that freaking book.
Okay.
Yes, because I'll just say it here. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna edit this or what. When you call, so Ben called me. I was at home. I was taking care of the kids because my wife was working on a Saturday. She would work every Saturday here and there for the bank. So I had to take care of the kids. That one day, Ben calls me and it's like, "Hey Gus, I'm out of town. I don't know where you were, but you were out of town. Hey Gus, did you know what you just did?" And I'm like, usually when Ben calls me and asks me, "What did you do?" and I probably did something wrong. I didn't write a paper right, or I didn't have a contract right, or something, or a realtor complained about me, or something. But he asked me, "Do you know what you just did?" And I'm like, "No, what did I do now?" And he's like, "You closed $90,000 in commissions in 1 month. Did you know that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. That happened last month." Like, do you know what that means? No, you know, the way you said it, it was so
Yeah, I told you that it was
prophetic. Like it was just
$87,000 a month is what a millionaire makes.
83.
Well, 83, excuse me. I think whatever it was. And I said, hey, you just smashed it. And you did it 2 months back to back.
So when you said you stepped into a realm that only millionaires have stepped into, that word, the way you said it, it was like, this isn't Ben speaking. Like there is no way. Like it clicked because people give me advice all the time. Okay. Like, oh, do this, do it that way, do this and whatever. But just sometimes it just hits deeper into your heart, into your soul, into your spirit that it's just, okay, I'm listening, you know? So the way you said it is that you stepped into a realm that only millionaires are in. And you made $90,000 in 1 month. That millionaires on average make $83,000 a month. So you did over that. That triggered it. That's like next day I went to my Audible, downloaded the book, read the whole thing. Everything was I was just capturing everything. So the next step is to do more than I did this year, this year was the step of faith to have my wife in. The next step is to have a buyer's agent under me. Because I was going to do it backwards. I was thinking of buyer's agent first, then assistant. No, assistant, then buyer's agent. And then next year, I want to hit over $1 million in GCI. Yeah.
I believe that you can. I believe that you will. Next year. I do believe that. I told you I put my mark and I said, which I think you're going to do this year. But I also believe that you can. That's the other thing. And I've told you that many times that I believe that you can. And you just have that type of discipline. You have that type of grit to really get things done in that way. Some parting words. We're going to have 2 parting questions here, right? If a brand new agent was watching this, what are the underestimating moments? What's the most underestimating thing the most? If a brand new agent off the street thinking about it, what's the most underestimating thing about this business the most?
Learning. It's the way you have to learn and how the business works is going to build confidence. Okay. Because I can have, let's say, a person who's going to sell a house. They call me and they call a new realtor. We both go in. I'm going to get it. I'm going to win. Why? Not because I have a big head or because I'm pretty or anything like that. No. The customer is going to have that trust.
Pretty big.
Is going to feel more confident that I can do the work because of the things that I know. And a new realtor has to know a lot. My recommendation, who are seeing this and you're a new real estate agent, is absorb as much information, know the contracts, know how to, have the what ifs and have a solution. Is be a problem solver to a lot of solutions. Have a lot of solutions for a lot of problems. You're a problem solver in real estate, and that's what sales is. People can come into me and say, Gus, I need to sell my house, but this is happening and this is happening and that's happening. And I'm thinking, okay, let's do it this way. And they just they think I'm like a god. It's just of the solutions that I come up with. It's not because I'm a creative idea. It's just because that's the way it needs to be done. And the way it needs to be done is by what the contract says and how title companies work and how lenders work and stuff like that.
Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Let me ask you this off the subject of production. What are you most proud of that has nothing to do with production?
In real estate or just
That has nothing to do with production. What are you most proud of up to this point in your life?
my kids. My kids.
I can see that. You're a great dad.
Yeah.
You're a great dad. I love seeing that about you. You've been like that since day one. I got to see you before you had kids, and now to see that you are a dad and just see what you're doing, you're that guy. You're that guy.
I don't spoil. I think I'm in a position where I have enough money to bless my kids. Like every weekend we go out to eat. My daughter, she loves to eat at the Greenery in Sunland Park Mall. And she's like, Mom, Dad, can we go to the Greenery and then go to the playground? And to be able to give her that, without hesitation. Now, I'm not saying I say yes to everything that she wants. Go to the Greenery today. Like, chill out, and like she wants to go to, like last time she was telling me, I want to go to that restaurant where they cook in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, let's go. Like it's to have this business has blessed me a lot to give my kids whatever they want.
And the thing about that is that we may not have to like what we do sometimes. And I really enjoy what we do. I don't want to say to do that, right? But we got to be wrapped around the result. And sometimes the result, the people that we love and love us get to reap the benefits of the results. And that's what we're here for. That's what we want to be able to do, provide for them. Love it, Gus. Love it, Gus. So, Gus, people may want to know how to contact you. They may want to say something to you. They may want to get more advice from you. They might just want to give you a lead. They may want to do a referral with you. If they wanted to contact you, what's the best way to contact Gus?
Email or text, and then Ben will have it in the description below.
I will. All right, we're going to sign off there. Appreciate everybody staying tuned with us. We'll be back with some more episodes. We got some great things to come. We appreciate you and hope you learned something here. I hope you can appreciate this life of real estate that we have. Until next time, see you later.
Thanks, guys.